now. Coverage you can count on. This is 12 News Now this morning.
Army defeats Navy in their annual rivalry game, taking home the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. We have a recap of yesterday's historic game, played for the first time in New England, coming up. And we're waking up to dry skies this morning, but we are tracking some rain and wind on the way for tonight. How much are we expecting? That's also coming up. Good morning on this Sunday, December 10th. I'm meteorologist Stephen Matregrano. We have a look at all the top stories, plus that all-important forecast for today. Let's jump right into it, actually. Let's take a look at what we have going on this morning. A high wind warning in effect for coastal areas, for the South Shore. That is for later on this evening and especially tonight into tomorrow morning. Notice the gusts there to 65 miles per hour expected. Away from the shoreline, I'm thinking Providence, north and west. We're looking at gusts up to about 55 miles per hour. So a very impactful storm on the way forward later on tonight. We also have a flood watch issued for basically the entire area of southern New England. You can see only excluding the Cape and Islands, but we have the darker shade of green there showing that flood watch that is in effect across our region. Also for coastal waters, a coastal flood advisory has been issued. Again, this is for Narragansett Bay and also our shoreline communities as well for high tide tomorrow morning around 6 a.m. What to expect? Again, we have the wind gusts anywhere from about 50 to 65 miles per hour, leading to some scattered power outages and also areas of flooding with up to 2 to 3 inches of rain expected. Again, this is all later on today into tomorrow morning. If you have not already secured those holiday decorations, you're going to want to do that soon, as we have looking at, again, gusty winds on the way for tonight. And of course, looking at Newport, it's a dry start there for this morning. And the radar is looking, again, active with some rain to our south and west. You can see that here across parts of the southeastern U.S., but we'll be seeing that rain make its way towards us as we go forward in time. So again, we'll have a full update on the full extended forecast coming up in a little bit. Cheers of victory after Army defeats the Navy in their annual rivalry game. The Black Knights taking home the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. The team beat the midshipmen 17-11 in front of a crowd more than 56,000 at Gillette Stadium. That's where 12 News Sports Director Taylor Begley and sports reporter Sam Knox were at the game and have a recap for us.
Well, for the first time in its 124-year history, the Army-Navy game was here in New England at Gillette Stadium, the home of the Patriots. And back 44 yards for the touchdown.
Absolutely, and especially of where it was played, right? A lot of the players.
Because it probably won't happen again.
This game, in the grand scheme of things, is about more than football. You know, it's about...
Famously said, "We are all Patriots," and that could not be more true than it was here on the field at the Army-Navy game at Gillette Stadium. In Foxborough, for Sam Knox, I'm Taylor Begley. We'll send it back to you.
Thanks, guys. With the game taking place here at home, the excitement was certainly growing. We talked with fans tailgating ahead of the game, all thrilled to be part of the big day. For many, they told us this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and that they don't really care who wins or loses. They're just excited to experience history.
It was fun.
I said I got to go to...
The loss of Bob Hoteling, the town's substance abuse prevention and mental health director. He worked closely with students, and his career with the town spanned more than 4 decades. More information about funeral arrangements will be released soon. He was 69 years old. New Bedford nonprofit Coastal Food Shed has received a $30,000 grant to support programs that help SNAP beneficiaries with access to fresh and locally grown produce. That includes a program called SNAP to the Max, which teaches those facing food insecurity how to make more dishes with the food they have.
Working with all, the Coastal Food Shed and all the farmers and keeping like farm to table, Snap to the Max farm to table, it works really well because it just brings everyone closer together and it becomes more of a community here. We're still reaching people, and that's the important thing, is that we have a presence.
Officials say money will be also used to expand services for seniors using SNAP benefits. Still ahead on 12 News this Sunday morning, an annual donation event gives away hundreds of toys.
Can trust. News Nation. News for all America.
Good morning. Time now is 6:11. We have a pinpoint weather 12 alert in effect for our storm system that's going to be impacting us later on today, especially tonight and into that Monday morning commute. This is New Bedford Harbor. It's a quiet start to our Sunday, but we're expecting the wind to pick up, the drop off a toy at Toys for Tots drop-off site. A list of locations can be found on the program's website. And during this season of giving, join WPRI 12, Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses, and the U.S. Marine Corps Reserve by donating to Toys for Tots. Donations are being accepted through noon on December 24th. For more information, visit our website, WPRI.com. And speaking of gifts, the Postal Service says if you're doing 5-day shipping with the USPS Ground Advantage and First Class Mail, this Friday is the cutoff day. If you use 4-day shipping, you can mail until December 18th to count on parcels getting under the Christmas tree. If you're waiting to count down time for Priority Mail Express, you have until December 21st. The last scheduled day for regular USPS delivery is December 23rd, and there is no regular mail delivery on Christmas Day. Still ahead on 12 News this morning, from barbecue pork ribs to
Your passion is serving.
We have a high wind warning to dinner time, where the is by 11 a.m. we look to clear things.
Who's ready to shred some?
All about.
So forget about that other name. And
Products and prosthetics.
Weather Now, sponsored by White Cross Pharmacy. Local pharmacists, local people. Now, coverage you can count on. This is 12 News Now, this morning.
Now at 6:30, artificial intelligence can help detect and even prevent heart disease. How doctors are hoping to use new technology to save lives. And overseas, the fighting continues in Gaza as the war is now spreading to where more civilians used to live. Now some university leaders are facing backlash over their reaction to that war. Plus,
I'm 12 News anchor Kate Walsh in Newport, where they've paved a parking lot to put up paradise for bike riders here. I'll introduce you to this bike garden and explain why it's a first of its kind for Rhode Island and how it's helping bikers of all ages and abilities.
All right, but first, this Sunday morning, we are under a pinpoint weather alert. Let's say good morning now at 6:30. It is December 10th. I'm Erica Ricci, alongside meteorologist Stephen Matregrano, and you really are going to be the star today because the weather is taking the headlines.
Yeah, the weather is going to be winning the headlines for today. We have a high winded warning in effect for some areas, a wind advisory, coastal flood advisory, and a flood watch. So a lot to get to. We can jump right into it.